So that's where I would love to move to the next story. And the next story, I can't help it. I am sorry. I'll have to talk about another IPO again. I was worried talking about another IPO in this episode of the Aftermarket Podcast, because in the last episode also we spoke about Vishal Mega Mart's IPO, and I didn't want us to get branded as this show where we are always talking about IPOs, but I can't help it. I mean, this week again, so this is not an IPO analysis. I don't want to even talk about the IPO of this company, and the company, obviously, I hope you know about it already, is Mobikwik. A payments company. More importantly, Mobikwik is again a company, a product I've used extensively in the past, and then I thought they just vanished. I've been hearing about Mobikwik for a very long time. I even thought that they actually shut down and they went away, and all of a sudden now I'm hearing that hey, they're coming for their IPO. So again, just making things clear, I don't want to talk about Mobikwik's IPO. Is there going to be IPO listing gain? Should you be investing? That's not the point. I just want to understand what the company is doing, what has been happening, and eventually going ahead as a stock, will that be interesting, is something which I want to talk about.
So the last thing that I remember about the company is in 2021, they came out with an IPO. But they decided to withdraw the IPO application because they cited weak market conditions in 2021 for that matter. And now they're coming out with it again. In between all this time, I thought they were actually dead, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were not able to raise money, and they slowly had a very slow death. That's what I actually thought. So, Sharique, can you tell me what actually happened to the company? What are they doing today? Where are they at right now?
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that they tried IPO in 2021, because I feel and I see that from 2021 till now they have grown a lot. So now that I'm looking into the company, because it's intrigued my curiosity a lot, I'm looking into the company, and it's very interesting. They're making 900 crores of revenue, and more importantly, they're making profits.
Oh, nice.
I mean, in a market where, hey, Paytm is there, Paytm still not making profits, and they're making profits. I know the numbers are less, it's just 14 crores of profits, but hey, profits. So 900 crores of revenue, 14 crores of profits, and they're doing their IPO at a market cap, which is valuation of only 2,000 crores. Which is very interesting, right? So the story being, hey, they have survived, they have thrived, they have somehow been staying alive and growing and making profits. Things are very interesting. And today they are doing a lot of different stuff. So early in the days, I used to remember them as a wallet sort of an app where you can load money.
Paytm, Freecharge, Mobikwik, they all were in the same
That was the
sentence.
trio, right?
Yeah.
So you can do recharges, you can buy tickets, maybe such sort of things, which they still do. So that's one. Their, how do I put this? B2C payments plus all of those business. Then they have this heavy B2B payment suite, just like your Razorpay, Paytm, the payment gateway, the Soundbox, the card swiping machine. All of those are also businesses for them today. But the largest lever that they are playing around with, I just read an interview of the founders as well. So they are playing around a lot with distributing financial products. They're distributing loans a lot. They're distributing a lot of loans to Indians. They're distributing mutual funds. So they're getting into financial products as well. So today, if you look at them, they are a pure fintech play. They have payments for consumers, for businesses, and they have financial product distribution.
So they understood that instead of manufacturing their own financial products like wallets and trying to make that appealing and reach everyone in India, they decided to distribute others' financial products. That's an interesting approach.
And numbers are not that bad. I mean, they have 40 lakh merchants on the platform, more than 1.5 crore users that they are active user sources, what they are claiming. So things are looking good. It's just that we haven't been hearing about them, and none of us are using it.
Yeah.
None of the people in our circle is using it. So that's where that's where I'm surprised. I mean, who is using it? How are they having this business? It's very interesting.
So even I got curious, right? When I saw the Mobikwik IPO is coming up, I started looking into it. From where they're doing business, what is happening, how are they able to get these millions of customers running, who is using it? So then when I got curious and when I was looking, I found out that they are the biggest in the small ticket loan industry. So people take loans, right? They take small loans, they take big loans also. So somebody who's taking less than 5,000 rupee loans is going to this Mobikwik.
Less than 5,000.
Less than 5,000 rupees. And they are the market leaders there. They captured the market. More than 64% is like under them.
I am unable to wrap my heads around, is it a good or a bad thing?
It's a double-edged sword, I would say. Because think about it, who would take 5,000 rupee loans? mostly very small people who doesn't have much of income, or students maybe who are taking money for their quick trips or some pocket money or something of that sort, which are unsecured loans. And if those doesn't get paid, there could be a problem.
While I understand that these are like not high value customers,
Yeah.
also because these are like small ticket loans, like 3,000, 4,000,
Yeah.
5,000 rupees, isn't the chance high that they'll somehow get it repaid back because it's just 5,000 rupees and they don't want their CIBIL score to be hit? I'm not sure if they care about their CIBIL score again because of the class of the or the type of the user, maybe including students or
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm also thinking because the amount is less, wouldn't they repay them very quickly or
But
on
again,
time?
but here is the thing, right? So actually, they are not lending the amount. So they are tied up with again NBFCs and banks. So these just people are like the mediators. So people would come to Mobikwik app, then they would actually connect it to the NBFC or a bank, and those banks would lend money to the actual customer.
They get a commission.
So these guys are just playing with the commission, and they are dominating there. They have 64% market share, and they are
that's
like
what is actually interesting. Keep aside the discussion of, hey, is that a good or a bad thing?
Yeah.
Dominating the market, having 60% market share in a market, big enough market, definitely is a good thing for the company. Yeah.
You know, I was actually going to take it into a point where these are not valuable clients. These are not premium clients. But now again, I'm rethinking that because the last time I opened Swiggy,
Yeah.
there is Mobikwik inside Swiggy. Have you guys noticed it?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can,
wallet.
Swiggy or Zomato, I'm not sure. You can pay using Mobikwik wallet, like how you can pay with Amazon Pay and everything, right? And inside that, I think they have a buy now, pay later option. So this 5,000 rupees can be the cream of India using that buy now pay later option, right? They have not revealed it properly in their statements, but there is a high chance that these are not random unsecured loans, but these are amazing customers who are buying every single day on Swiggy and Zomato. Instead of using their credit card,
Yeah.
they're just using the buy now pay later option. But yeah, RBI has been clamping down on that pretty hard.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not. That's the reason why they've not really specified it in their DRHP and try to publicize it.
losses.
Yeah. So now that we have some understanding that their payments business, anyways, that's their bread and butter, has been doing well. And now
Yeah.
you are definitely making a point that their loans business is also,
Absolutely.
they're leading a market. So that's where I was looking into their financial distribution business. And there also I'm seeing very interesting numbers. So they have this thing as a statement put out by the company saying that their asset under administration, which is, it could include their mutual fund advisory business. That is all the money that people have invested via Mobikwik into mutual funds. So that could be the asset under
Yeah, because they're a
administration.
distributor.
Correct.
They'll call it
Asset under
this.
administration rather than asset under management. And
Exactly.
AMC would probably use AUM.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the number here is, in 2022, they had around 300 crores in asset under administration. And today it is over 6,000 crores.
Damn.
And that's in 2 years. From 300 crores to 6,000 crores, I think is crazy. I think
Absolutely
it's good
crazy.
growth. I think it's like really nice growth. So I'm not even going into like why they grew or how they grew. So my point is, if they were able to show that growth, there is something that they are doing right. That is
Yeah.
why they are able to grow. And if they are doing something right, and like you said, now if they're like raising money, getting this capital, and if they can leverage and use this capital in the right way, which I think they have been doing in the past, maybe things are interesting, right?
Yeah, everything sounds interesting, everything sounds promising. But my major concern is, there are so many consumer facing brands coming up with their IPOs these days. Is that a retail trap?
So Swiggy, Paytm, Zomato, Nykaa, even Ola Electric for that matter, these are very popular consumer-facing brands. And whenever they come out with their IPO, they're highly likely to be oversubscribed because we all are very attached to, or we see these brands every day. Now, as always, at least we in our circle, in our viewers, we have to be very sure that these brands are doing really well, that you look beyond just the brand and the name and their marketing. You look into their fundamentals. Are they able to grow? How's their management? Are they able to raise funds properly? So all these are the things that you should be looking into before you decide to invest into any IPO.
So now that we understand that we have to look into so much of data and points before investing into any company, either it is an IPO or any direct investment, Sharique, do you think investors should actually consider Mobikwik as an investment?
I have my good and bad points around Mobikwik as a stock. So the good points being, number one, they are making a revenue of 900 crores and they're coming out, their IPO is coming out at a market capitalization of only 2,000 crores. That I think is great valuation. Number two, they are making profits. Even when companies like Paytm in the same space is not making profits, they are making profits. That is something which I definitely respect. Point number three, there is this concept of cockroach companies, cockroach startups. And the logic there is these are companies which will survive no matter what. And I feel Mobikwik is a real survivor. And that is a trait and a value I love. So that is great. Now, talking about things I do not like, the largest point being they are in a market with huge competition, with huge brands. And I don't think they have real moat to win the business. They are competing with Paytm, Razorpay, Cred, and all other major and big players, including PhonePe, Google Pay, and who not, what not. So that definitely is going to be a tough climb for them. So all this put together, yes, great valuation. Maybe it can be part of your portfolio, but then, I can't have like real high hopes from the company or the stock as such.
I mean, even the grey market premium is showing a 50% listing gains.
Oh, there is a point around that. Okay, so I was just again like reading stuff and then I came across this. Many years before, in the like unlisted private markets, in the unlisted space, single Mobikwik share was being traded for 1,200 rupees.
Damn.
And now the IPO is coming at around 300 rupees. So the problem being they had a valuation cut in the past. To be very precise, they had a valuation of over $1 billion in the past. And today, the IPO valuation is happening at around $250 million. So that definitely is a concern, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
even though things are looking nice now and it's a bargain for the investors, you're are you catching a falling knife?
Yeah.
That's the question maybe.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
if it was a public market, we would have said that, hey, the valuation, the stock has crashed so much. Should you be looking into it? Right? We would have raised that alarm. But now since it's their IPO, and they've not been public yet, I think investors are missing that point.
Yeah, that's where again I'm respecting the company as to how beautifully they are timing it, because you cannot even call them a falling knife today because yes, valuation cut has happened, but in the last 2-3 years, if you see, the revenue was stagnating around 500 crores. I'm talking about FY 22-23, but this year revenue has increased to 900 crores. They were loss making in tunes of hundreds of crores in the previous financial years. This year they turned profitable, and now they are coming up with an IPO. So no one can actually look them in their eyes and call them a falling knife as well. So like it's very, very, very interesting and beautifully poised.
Yeah.
So let's watch this out is what I say.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
Time
let's
will
move
say.
on.